Welcome back to my channel. I go by My Muse Guru. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my last video. If you haven't watched it already, it is a video about what I'm doing on this channel, what you guys can look forward to, and so on and so forth. This is supposed to be, it's not supposed to be down, but I'm just, so yeah. Today I want to go over everything that I have. I actually have a few things that I want to go over today in this video. It's not gonna be that long of a video, but I do want to tune you guys in on what it is that I like to do and what I like to use when I do make music. So I want to start off with what I like, what kind of beats that I like, what kind of music that I flow to. So I flow to all good music. It doesn't matter if it's trap, R&B, hip hop, pop, rock and roll, country, indie, whatever. If it's good music, I like it. I like reggae, anything that sounds good, anything that I can feel is more so my vibe. But when it comes to beat making and what I'm the most interested in making is more like trap beats and R&B. When it comes to trap beats, I don't just mean any type of trap beat. I mean like Kodak Black type, Lil Uzi type, Lil Yachty type beats. Like even if somebody sucked when they rapped on it, the beat still cranks, and that's what I like. Also, I'm into R&B, so like all of that Kalani type, Tiana Taylor type, like those kind of R&B type beats are also what I am interested in and what I look forward to creating. I really look forward more to creating the R&B beats because I feel like a lot of people go for the trap beats because I just don't really see many people doing the R&B instrumental kind of thing. Tony Braxton, Brandy, I grew up with these people, and no, they're not the cooler legends, but they're my legends. That's what I grew up with, and that's why I'm so intrigued by R&B today. To make my R&B beats, I stick with Arcade. Arcade is one of those plugins that you can use to find vocals and a whole bunch of different assorted vocals. And honestly, I have my first video that I posted on this channel was me working in Arcade, and to be honest, like I love it. I love Arcade. It's a producer's playground, and I said that in my first video. It's true, like I love Arcade. Arcade is my go-to. I am not super experienced, super seasoned, which is a part of the reason why I'm making this channel, so that people can follow along with me. Okay, so a few things that I use, I kind of want to go over that since we brought up Arcade. So I do use Arcade. I have purchased a few kits, a few drum kits, and a few loops, but I really want to find some new kits to use. I also borrowed some of my brother's kits that he had on his FL. My brother has been a producer for years, and he's been working on it since as long as I can remember. So that kind of is part of the reason why I started doing music. So he already had some kits that he gave to me that I could use. So there's that. But like I said, I want some more kits to use and play around with. So especially some more drum kits. I feel like I don't have that many drum kits. When it comes to melodies, I do know that sound selection is very important. It's just that I know if you start on like the grand piano from FL, the free grand piano, and you make a beat out of that, you can literally turn it into any sound. And that's the beauty of creating on FL. You can start off with the free grand piano, and from there, that's when you add your own sound selection, the sound that you really want for that melody rather than the grand piano. Just to get the gist of it, you start with the grand piano and then you find an instrument that matches what you are actually looking for. So the grand piano is just the foundation, just to get a feel of what you want to create, which is why it's so amazing to me, because you can just create anything and then find the sounds for it later and start mixing and mastering later. I also use this chord creator app. I know it's called Unison. Yeah, it's called Unison. I'm sure you've seen the trailer. If you're on this video, then I'm pretty sure you have been on other producers' videos and you've seen that Unison commercial. And I was one of those people who were like, I'm gonna get this. A producer's work isn't lazy, because even if you do get the chord progressions, you still have to find a way to make it sound good with the right sound selection, with the right beat, with the right bass, with the right drums, with the right, snare. Like you have to make sure everything connects. So it's not just always about the chord progression, but that's always like the most complicated part, I feel like, in the whole journey, because you have to know music theory, you have to really listen and pay attention. So I do use that chord creator app here and there. I do want to start learning music theory on my own more. I already know a little bit about music theory. With that being said, I do have a music theory cheat sheet that I use, and I can put some downloads. If you want to see that music theory cheat sheet, I can put a download below or something, like a file. Just let me know. You pretty much look at that cheat sheet and it can show you which chords to use, which notes to use, and to make sure your song sounds like it's working, you know what I mean? Like, so it's a really great cheat sheet, and I've been using it even before I got my MIDI keyboard. I was using that cheat sheet to create chords in FL by itself. I didn't even, like I said, I didn't have a MIDI keyboard until probably May of this year, and before that I was literally just using that cheat sheet to create chords in FL. I mean, now that I have my MIDI keyboard, it's so much easier to create anything. So I definitely highly suggest everyone to get a MIDI keyboard at the least, and some headphones. I have a MIDI keyboard, I have a Dell computer. Like I said in my last video, I have a Dell laptop, not a computer. And I just pretty much use those to create my music. Like, my MIDI keyboard was no more than like $130. Like, it was like $130, maybe like $117. I think I got it for sale, and I'll show you what it looks like. So yeah, this is my keyboard. It's like a little special edition keyboard with the red and black, but you know, it's real cool. They have these little knobs, these little pads right here, and then the regular keyboard. This is all you need. A little closer, see everything on there. It's really tiny. You don't have to go out and buy a big fat ass keyboard to do this. So yeah, and a Dell laptop, that's all I use. In 2021, I actually plan to become a really successful producer in the music industry. You know, people usually have their resolutions at the beginning of the year, and I'm kind of on that wave right now. Like, I've been in music for about 3 or 4 years, but this year I'm actually looking to make real connections and really get into the field and really do my thing. I also want to be able to build a community for women who are also interested in music, and you can be a singer, a songwriter, a producer, an engineer. As a woman, I know back before I actually started working in the studio, and even while I was working in the studio, I wish I had more connections with women who were in the music field, like the engineer Kaylee, Lil Uzi's producer or engineer. Connect with Track Girl. I wanted to connect with even Bia. I'm sure you've heard of Bia. I wanted to connect with all these women, and I'm like, why isn't there a community that I know about where you can connect all these people together? Underground musicians who want to get up there, but you know, they don't have anyone to really, you know, clap for them. I really want to give opportunity for other females to learn as I learn. And just because you haven't worked in a studio before doesn't mean anything. I mean, working in a studio is as easy as DMing a studio on Instagram and asking them if you can intern for them and see what they say. Don't think just because you're not in the studio you're not gonna get anywhere in the music industry, because you probably are. It's just that, you know, you have to think about those connections. So it's definitely a good idea to eventually get in the studio, but if you're not in the studio right now, it's a-okay. Just focus on creating music. Like I said, I have FL Studio, but you can also use Ableton, you can use Logic. Like, there's so many different things that you can use. People are really moving toward Logic, and I know I've worked with someone who used Ableton and they had fire beats. But at the end of the day, whichever DAW works best for you is the one you go ahead and invest in. Yeah, connections are everything, so definitely get in the studio as soon as possible. I remember my first time working in the studio as a producer, because I'm usually intern for engineers. The first time I actually helped produce a song, it was the most amazing feeling ever, from beginning to end. Really amazing to just help an artist with their music in real life, you know? Other than that, comment below and let me know, like, anything else you will want to learn, anything else you want to get into. Okay, don't be shy. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, okay? You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram as well. My Instagram is at MyMuseGuru, and just like my YouTube channel. In the meantime, you can listen to these vibes that I'm about to play in the next slide. And yeah, we can get on to it, get on with the rest of our days. But you guys enjoy, be productive, be creative, unapologetically, and I will see you guys next time. Don't you wish you know anything I did for you? Wanna let
me get the Remo is pop. Don't you want to
Cycla.
take a difference on you? Don't you wish you know?
Red.
Don't you wish you know? Anything I did for you, wanna let me get the
Remo is pop.
Don't you wish you know? Anything I did for you, wanna let me get the
Remo is pop.